If you're a fellow ENTP who is feeling stuck in life, struggling with motivation and willpower, then I think there is a very high probability that one of three things is going wrong for you. And I say this as a fellow ENTP who's done a lot of work on this stuff and a coach who specializes in ENTPs and has worked with dozens of them all around the world. So in this video, I'm going to go over the three things and give you tips for each one. So, number one is you are probably lacking sufficient community. So this one's kind of counterintuitive because ENTPs are actually one of the most introverted of the personality types. And so we can often get into kind of a rut where we convince ourselves that we are fine alone, that we're really excited about our projects and we don't need other people. Or we convince ourselves that other people are boring. Most people are only interested in small talk, surface level conversation, so it's too hard to find interesting people. So, yes, it can be hard, but no, I don't think that you're okay alone. This is something that I've had to learn myself the hard way, that often in life I've struggled with what I thought was depression, what I called depression, or nihilism. And it took me a lot of deep work, a lot of self-inquiry and self-awareness building to realize that the vast majority of the time when I'm feeling depressed, it's actually loneliness. So, if you are feeling what you think is depressed or nihilistic, I encourage you to really prioritize finding your people, finding community. Go on meetup.com, go on Facebook events, whatever it is. Try out different things. Try out different groups, different communities to find people who get you, who are willing to go to that deep level. Number two, you might struggle with having a focused mind. So the default ENTP mind is one that jumps all over the place, is constantly coming up with new ideas, constantly debating different perspectives, right? And that's awesome, right? It's a lot of fun for the most part, except that it tends to turn into not actually finishing a lot of things and being indecisive, endlessly going back and forth between different choices instead of deciding something, right? So actually, this part of our mind can be really challenging. It can make the mind a really unpleasant place to be sometimes. And so this is why I believe that the single most important skill for all ENTPs to develop is a solid meditation practice. And I know you've probably heard so much about meditation, maybe you've tried it and it hasn't worked because your mind won't shut up, keep coming up with thoughts, right? And I can reassure you this happens to every ENTP. Every ENTP goes through a period where they say it doesn't work, meditation isn't for me, and I promise you, for the vast majority of people, it is for you. You just need the right teacher, you need the right approach. Leave a comment on this video and ask for more info, and I'd be happy to send you my guide. I've made many videos about meditation, and I like to think that they are framed in a way that works especially well for the ENTP mind, where many other approaches to meditation don't. Number three, you might not be in an active period of learning something that you are excited about, of doing real personal growth, of really studying a subject that is exciting to you. So this can often happen to a lot of ENTPs kind of between projects or between learning subjects. So you kind of dive in, you get really passionate about something, you learn as much as you can, you do a lot of work on a project, then you kind of lose interest. And then you find another one, right? But in that in-between period, that's where you can really get depressed, you can get stuck, you can lose motivation because you don't have something that you're actively working on that you're really excited about. So the fix here is if you are feeling low motivation, if you're feeling stuck, find something interesting to study. Find something interesting to go deep on and really learn. And that could be yourself. It could be a time for deep personal growth. I'll give you a fourth bonus one, which is purpose and meaning. So the most effective, the most potent piece of learning that you could do is around your life purpose, around your meaning of life. If you are not crystal clear on this is what my life is about, this is the central pillar around which everything orients, then that could be a great thing to pursue, to really put in substantial effort to figuring that out. Because if you have that core purpose, that can be your kind of default activity to come back to again and again, that default source of motivation. And you might think you have a purpose, like, I want to start a company, I want to make a certain amount of money, I want financial freedom, I want a family, whatever it is. But all of those feel a bit too generic to me. They're not quite deep enough to really grab you, to light a fire in you, right? Really get you going every day, get excited to get out of bed. And I know the difference because I spent many years kind of fooling myself with kind of a surface level purpose. And now that I have a much deeper one, a more existential purpose, it's dramatically changed my life. So I'm an existential counselor and a transformation coach, and that's really what I specialize in, helping analytical thinkers, especially skeptical, atheist types, find their purpose, define their purpose, and solve these other challenges too, around community, meditation, mindfulness, focusing the mind, and finding things that you're excited to learn about and grow in. So if you want support with any of that, you can check out michaelcallows.com, and I hope you found this valuable. Love to hear from you in the comments, and I wish you a nourishing day.